Welcome to Chris Cook for YouTube. Today I'm going to be doing barbecued spare ribs, but I'm not going to do it in the oven. I'm going to do it outside on my grill. Now, I don't use a gas grill, and the reason for that is because I like that smoke flavor that comes from using a charcoal grill. But there's a lot of people that don't know exactly when to put your meat down on the grill. So I'm going to walk you through the process. Now, it's going to be raining here for Memorial Day, and these are actually my ribs that I'm going to eat on Memorial Day. So I've chose to do these ribs today so that you can see exactly how this is going to be done. So let's get started. Now I'm going to make a rub for my ribs, and you can put whatever seasonings is that you want to put on your ribs, but this is what I'm going to be using today. I'm going to use oregano. I'm using smoked paprika, chili powder, ground cumin, onion powder, garlic powder, and salt. And if you want to use this rub, you can add some pepper if you like. I'm not going to use any. If I do use anything, it will be a hint of just a ground red pepper. Now, let's get started with the ribs. This is St. Louis style ribs. And this is not the way they come. This is the way that you should be putting them on your grill. But I want to show you something about this. What I did do is I took off the top, which I'll show you, and I took off the little added piece of meat right here. But it's one other thing that I don't do that will help you so much when it comes to having a tender, flavorful rib. I don't do it because I like a little bite in my ribs, but there is a back part of, it's like a membrane, and it's on the back of this rib. And if you take this, see that piece of skin, and you just separate it, hard for me to do with these gloves on it, but if you and I'm not going to separate mine, I'm just going to show you how this is actually done. If you separate this, okay, see, if you pull that off from your rib, see there how easy it is once you get started. If you pull this off, your rib will be super tender. It will be super tender because this is what holds the toughness in the rib. So if you don't want that on your ribs, you can go ahead and pull that off. Now, I'm not going to pull it off of mine because I like mine to have it on there. I just did that to demonstrate to you what you can do in order to have a super tender rib, and you don't have to use any meat tenderizer. But I'm going to show you how the St. Louis style rib really comes. Okay. When it comes, it's like this. See? You got that big part, okay, of a rib. So what you want to do, you want to take as much of the fat, and this is hard for me to do because it's sliding on these gloves that I have. So you want to take as much of the fat off of your rib as you possibly can. Okay? Now, once you get all of that fat off of your rib, and for the sake of time, I'll go away and I'll do this. I won't do it in front of you. I'll just step away and I'll get it done. But I just want to give you some pointers. Now, if you're going to pull that membrane, you can see it right there where you can start to pull it. See it? I'm not going to pull this one, but you can see wherever you can see that there is a place that you can start to pull. See? That's what you want to do. I'm not going to pull this one. Now, you have a strip of lean that runs along the back of this. So you want to take that off. If you don't have shears, you can just do it with your knife. Now, I'm going to barbecue this, but I don't need that extra meat on this particular rib. Now, you want to take off your rib tips. Where do you get your rib tips from? You get your rib tips along the top of the rib. So you want to take that off as well. Now, in order to take that off, you're going to need a real sharp knife. And this is just extra meat for your family, and I do it all the time. Okay, now, once you get this off, this is your rib tips. So you're gonna see me actually cut this up once I barbecue it. It's you barbecue it whole like this, and then after you barbecue it, before you put your sauce on it, you cut it into strips, and you're gonna see me do that. But now I want to show you. See how that rib is? Now, this is a meaty rib, but you also will have tips to go along with that. So you want to cut that top portion off. So I'm going to go away. I'm going to mix up my seasonings, and I'm going to go ahead and put my seasonings on my ribs, and all of your ingredients will be listed at the bottom of the tutorial, as I always do. I'm going to go ahead and put my seasonings on, and I'm going to allow this to sit for 1 hour before I put it down on my grill. Now, you can do this the night before if you want, and you can just leave it refrigerated, and then you can get all your stuff out and go ahead out to your grill. But I'm going to allow this to sit for 1 hour before I put it on the grill, and then I'll bring you back and we'll go outside and get started with this barbecued spare ribs. Okay, now I'm in my backyard and I'm getting ready to fire up this grill. Now, the one thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to pour the lighter fluid onto your grids. So you want to move your grids over, and then you want to saturate your charcoal with lighter fluid. Now, when you get it saturated, then of course you're going to go ahead and light it. But you don't put your meat on right then. Okay, you allow the lighter fluid to burn off of the charcoal, So you don't want to, so many people, as soon as they light it, and as soon as they light it and the flame goes down, then they go ahead and put their meat on. That's not the time to put your meat on. You want to wait until your charcoal begins to look kind of ashy like, and I'll bring you back and I'll show you that. If you do it in the beginning, your food is going to taste like lighter fluid. So that's what you don't want. So you want to strike up and light your briquettes. Now you're going to let that burn. Just let it go ahead and burn until it burns out, and then I'll bring you back and I'll show you what color the charcoal should look like before you put your meat onto the grill. Okay, and make sure that you don't have a lot of wind blowing, because your fire could light up everything in your backyard. So that you don't want to happen. Now, we use water so that every time you get a flame, you want to put the flame out, because you want the smoke to cook the meat. You don't want the flame to burn the meat. Now, you need some water. And we have water sitting over here. But if you really want your barbecue to smell all over the neighborhood, and you want everybody to be smacking their lips because your barbecue smells so good, drop a cap full of vinegar in your water. And that's going to send the flavor, or send the aroma of your barbecue. Is going to send it all over the neighborhood. So I'll bring you back once this burns down, and we'll get this party started. Okay, now look at the charcoal. Look through the grids at the charcoal. See how it has that ash looking color to it? That's when it's ready for you to actually put your meat down on the grid. So now that it's ready, we can go ahead and add the meat. And I seasoned the meat already. I got these three little pieces. I'm going to bring them down on the grill, but I'm just going to throw them up there for the meantime. Okay. Now it's on the grill. I'm going to close it down, allow it to cook. If I get any type of water I'm sorry, if I get any type of flame, then I'll come back and I'll put that flame out, because you want to smoke this meat and you want the meat to be tasting real, real good. So I'll close it and I'll bring you back when I get ready to flip it. Okay, now it's going to take a minute for these ribs to get done. And what I'm looking for is not only the cooking of the ribs, but I'm looking for the smoke that comes through it. That makes your barbecue taste real good. So I'm just going to flip these one time. And you flip them again and again until your meat get done. But the last thing you want is for your meat to burn. And as you can see down in there, as long as it's smoking and it's not, you don't actually have a flame, then you shouldn't have to worry about it burning, because it won't. Now these will be pretty when I get through with them, and I won't bring you back until I do get through with them, and then I'll show you exactly what they look like. Just want to bring you back one time and show you what they actually look like cooking. And as you can see, I don't have a flame. I'll put this back down and we'll let it continue to cook. Be right back. Just want to bring you back and show you how pretty they're cooking up. See, they're still cooking. Don't have any flames down there. All I got is just the smoke. Now what will create a flame is if the wind is blowing, and it will fan that flame and start it to actually burning. That's when you'll need water. But otherwise, just let the smoke cook the meat. Be right back. Okay, now I'm back and all of the meat is done. So I'm going to go away and I'm going to, sauce up all of the meat, and then I'll bring it back and I'll show you exactly what it looks like. But this was the rib tip. Remember, this was the part that I cut off the top. And what do you want to do with this is, do you see where the gristle is? Right where that gristle is, see, right there? You want to cut in between that in order to make your rib tips. Okay, now there is a bone right there, so what I'm going to do is cut it down that way to get that bone. Then I'm going to go past it and cut that way. And then I'm going to cut it in half. Okay, I've done this so much until I just pretty much know how to do it. But anyway, that's where you get your rib tips from. Okay? And like if you got kids, you don't need to give them your slabs of ribs. You can give them the rib tips. See there? You got a lot of meat on that too. You don't have to worry about it. So if you've ever been in states that sell rib tips, like Chicago does where I'm from, that's where they get it from. And this is how they make it. So you want to get all of your rib tips cut up. Okay? And then once you get your rib tips cut up, then you want to start to cut on your meat. Okay? Cut this off because I don't want to cut between no bones. But a rib tip is exactly what it is. It's the tip of the rib. Okay? So, we're cutting all of that meat up. I'm going to sauce that meat up. Okay? And there you go. But you got all this little piece, and you want to utilize as much of that rib as you can. And a lot of people normally, if you give them that whole piece, some of them won't eat it all anyway. So that way you can have more meat. Now this is the slab of ribs. So what I want to do here is I want to cut in between the bone as well. And I'm just going to start in the center because that's the way I'm used to actually starting. And you want to cut it up bone by bone. Okay? Now, just to show you, see how that meat came out? That meat came out real nice. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go away. And how do I know where to cut? Let me just say this. I'm doing the exact same thing that I did then. See where the gristle is? Right where the gristle is, that's exactly where that bone is. So you want to go in between that. Okay? You want to go in between that and cut. You don't want to cut this bone, see? And if you need the bone in order to guide you, go ahead and guide yourself by the bone. But that's exactly what you want to do. Now, like I said, I'm going to go away. I'm going to get all of this meat seasoned, sauced up. And once I get it sauced up, then I'm going to bring it back and I'm going to show you what the finished product looks like. And this, I won't be eating this today. We'll be eating this on Monday because that's when the holiday is. But it'll be raining. Now, it's a strong possibility that you won't see this video in enough time in order to use the way that I'm preparing my meat in order to use it for Memorial Day, which is May 30th. But you will be able to see it in order to use it for the 4th of July. So I'm going to go away and finish up, and I'll be right back. Okay, now we're back. I've cut up all of my ribs and I've sauced all of them, and I just want to show you I use a paintbrush, and all I do while my ribs are still warm. It's better to do it while it's still warm because it saturates better and it does seep into the meat a whole lot better. So I just put my sauce on my meat. So there you have it. I think I had 3 slabs. Yeah, I did. I had 3 slabs and I had a rib tip top. Normally I have 4 rib tip tops, but when I bought it this time, bought it at a different supermarket and they didn't have, the tops was only on 1. I bought 1 slab one place and 2 slabs I had in my freezer already. So, but I did get the rib tips. Here's some rib tips here, and you can serve that to the younger kids. And then here is your barbecue. Now, I'm having this on, like I said, on Memorial Day. Wanted to cook it today because it's supposed to rain all weekend. Just wanted to show you how to do barbecue. And I did do some smoked sausages with this as well as some hot dogs. So this is what Chris is doing today. She's doing barbecued spare ribs, Louisiana style, St. Louis style spare ribs on the grill. And as always, thank you for watching Chris Cook for You Too. Bye.